Looking for royalty-free music?
Testing. Let's see. Yes. Oh, I'm off balance. Oh, okay. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I got a little distracted. There's a red light over there. So that means I. Oh, now it's turning green. Okay. That means my laptop got a little overwhelmed. Okay. So, hi everyone. Happy Friday night. Okay. You know what that means. All right, it is 11:49. At least I have here 11:49 p.m. New York City time. All right, if you don't know me, I'm Dean. I'm the pharmacist. Okay, and I apologize if you don't see a lot of updates in Instagram simply because I've been extremely very busy. I'm still an essential worker, right? So got to take care of patients and all that stuff. I'm in the healthcare field. All right, and yes, I am monitoring COVID while I am working and all that stuff. Okay, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna go over some of the information right now. Let's let's take a look. Oh, there we go. I almost lost it there. Okay, so hi, Alex, and I think one of my friends, Little Dragon Mailing, is there. I have to double check that. Okay, want to say hi to you as well. All right. Yes. So very important. The big one, if you're watching, uh, Pfizer is postponing the FDA request authorization request. If you've been watching my streams, you should not be surprised about this. Why is that? Because the the first two doses for those for ages 2 to under 5, so 2 to 4, they're not effective. Yes, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Okay, so Raiders, let me introduce myself. My name is Dean. I'm a pharmacist. I'm an autistic pharmacist, actually. And I'm also a transit guy. And I'm also a cosplayer. And I'm an educational streamer, generally speaking. And I do the chatting as well. And I also do con reviews next week. So Friday night, I will be going to KatsuCon. And when I come back to New York, I'm going to do a review. Probably I'm going to do a review maybe Monday night. We'll see how that goes. I know that's kind of out of my schedule. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Hello, Little Dragon Mailing. Okay. Yes, I know. You're going to... there are people who are leaving for KatsuCon on Thursday. My 3 roommates are going on Thursday. But nope, not for me. I work Monday through Friday, 10 to 7. Okay, so I work for at least 45 hours a week. Sometimes it could be more. Could be... I think there was 1 week I was working 49 hours because I had to work on a Sunday. So, I've been very busy. Yes, you finally get to see a stream. That's right. Welcome aboard. Thank you for stopping by, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, give me a follow for Twitch. I'm on my way to being affiliated. I'm not there just yet. And one of the reasons I've been very busy, I stream twice a week, and that's basically bare bones. And I actually have to do a little bit more than an hour on each. So I think the reason why a lot of people go even longer is because they're playing the games. For Twitch, it's mostly a gaming one. I want to be different. I want to be unique. Yeah, everyone usually goes to Katsu the day before. Yeah, Thursday is like what, day 0, and they get the tickets there. So May, did you go to KatsuCon? Now, I'm gonna find out. For me, I've been to KatsuCon since 2017. Well, 2017, 2018, 2019 was canceled. 2020, it was canceled for 2021. Can't wait for 2022. I'm actually gonna pack probably tomorrow. Your twin did years ago. Oh yeah, so for some reason, KatsuCon has not made it to top 10 of the most attended anime conventions. I stopped, but she went to MagFest and hasn't gone since COVID hit. So MagFest is actually is held in the same place. It is in the Gaylord National Harbor. I don't know why they call it Gaylord, but okay. But it's really nice. So I don't know if I have pictures for it. Maybe I'll show it afterwards. But there's actually an indoor town, and it's amazing. You'll see if you go to YouTube, youtube.com/wildgoldine. All right, you're gonna see a KatsuCon stream actually, where I went over the updates, and I remember it was on a Tuesday, and I showed all these pictures, so you'll like it, if you're gonna go there. All right, back to COVID stuff. So big news is that the FDA and not FDA, Pfizer has withdrawn for now the request for emergency use authorization for those for ages 6 months to 4 years, 4 years old, pending to the third dose data. So particularly for those who are age 2 to 4, so those who are under 5, 2 doses were not enough to produce an adequate immunity to protect themselves against COVID, especially in particular with Omicron. And as I said before, if you've been watching my streams, you should not be surprised. Again, you should not be surprised because when they requested for FDA authorization, they only did the 2 doses. So, oops. Should have done the data and all that. I think just there are a handful of parents who just can't wait. I've had one pediatrician in Manhattan. I forgot her name, but I post some of her stories. But she's a pediatrician, and she said, "I'm gutted," and I understand because the kids are in addition to the immunocompromised and the elderly are generally the more susceptible to COVID. Who is surprised at this point in time? I agree. So, on the next slide, I'm going to talk about the mask, and I'm actually going to talk about a confrontation I had earlier this morning about masks, about someone who thinks COVID is a hoax. And get ready for that rant. I'm going to put that trigger warning. Oh, actually, I don't even know how to put a trigger warning here. But anyway, listen, trigger warning coming up, okay? So, so it's going to take a few months because they have to collect the data and then they have to organize the data and all that stuff. So, at least safety first, okay? Also, with boosters, this is also very obvious, okay? You're less likely to go to the ER or be hospitalized. I am not in the ER. I've never went to the ER. The only time I went to the ER was when I was an intern, okay? It's not for the faint of heart. I was never hospitalized, thank God. Again, the only time I went to the hospital when I was an intern, as a pharmacy intern, okay? The other thing with the boosters is that, and again, you should not be surprised as well, or if you're watching my streams, COVID boosters last about 4 to 6 months for the average person. Of course, there are other factors such as how healthy you are, your if your immune system's pretty strong, your age, of course, your lifestyle, etc. Okay, so far I haven't gotten a second booster or fourth dose updates yet for those who do not have weak immune systems. So those who are moderately or severely immunocompromised, they have to get that second booster at least 3 months after their first booster. And that's going to be for Pfizer and Moderna. Okay. Next thing I found out today is Supreme Court blocked that request to reverse that New York City mask mandate. So that's still going on. Okay, the mask mandate is still there as well. Given that New York City is one of the most densely populated cities in the US and it's easy, you can spread COVID easily among any other diseases anyway. Okay, because we're all packed in this small amount of space. Even if you're outside Manhattan. All right. The other thing is FDA authorizes Eli Lilly's new monoclonal antibody drug. So here we go. Bebtelovimab. Just break it down. Bebtelovimab. I love being a pharmacist because I love how long these names are and you break the syllables down. It's so fascinating. Okay, so this one's effective against Omicron. And also, if you want to get a vaccine, the COVID vaccine, through February 28th, you'll get a $100 incentive. Okay, but at a city run or a Somos run vaccine sites. I'm gonna have to try to update the ones for the subway ones. The subway ones are run by Somos. Okay. All right, here we go. The mask mandates. So actually, I forgot to put in there with New Jersey and Connecticut, but they're gonna get rid of their mask mandates. So the reason why I go for New York is because it says, of course, NYC COVID-19 update. But you don't have to live in New York City to watch this because a lot of times it can have an effect on where you are. So that's like a little heads up. But this one for New York State, there are exceptions, okay? So private businesses in general, unless a local municipality says otherwise, you can make a mask optional. I really don't recommend that. Okay, I'm telling you this as a healthcare professional. All right, we don't want any more cases. All right, I know people are tired of it. I get it. I'm tired of it too. Okay, a lot of healthcare professionals are tired of it as well. And we're going through a lot of that stress. Seriously. So I hope this is obvious, okay? Uh, Masks are still required in healthcare settings, adult care settings, and nursing homes. So we're talking about assisted living. If you live by yourself and you're alone, okay, that's one thing. But when you're with other people and you're indoors, especially if you're elderly or if you have pre-existing conditions, I please wear a mask. I'm wearing a mask. I'm high because I'm high risk, and I'm. You probably ask yourself, "Oh, Dean's not wearing a mask." Well, I'm not. I mean, these people over there, they're pictures, okay? No, they're not gonna give me COVID because they're not exhaling their germs at me. Okay, Vegeta's not doing that. There's Goku. This is Urza over there. There's Jesse. There's May. There's Nurse Joy over there. They're not exhaling COVID. So a lot of the stuff I got before the pandemic anyway. Okay, so now, so when you're alone by yourself, you're not gonna get COVID. Okay, unless of course someone comes in and then not wearing a mask and start coughing all over the place in a little bit, and you leave and your ventilation sucks. So that's another story. All right. So yeah, Fox News, don't you better not butcher this. You better not edit this because I'm telling you the truth. All right. So see, look, I have a mask here. This is my KN95. Hey, DJ. Thank you so much for dropping by the stream. Yes. Okay. I actually gotta do more stream do more stream hours. I'm not quite at affiliate yet. Very busy. Yes. What was that? What's this?
To me, a great family photo shows the essence
What
of
is this?
home. It captures something more than just smiles.
Huh?
Some kind of truth.
What is that? Who's? Am I getting hacked? This is live. Am I getting hacked? What the hell was that? Don't worry about it. Just do what you can. Exactly. Is someone hacking my stream? Oh my god! You guys heard it? Okay, mods. I think I have two mods here. Okay, Nikki. Oh wait, where did he go? He just left, and he. Oh, no, there you are. No, I was doing I was going over the mask and everything, and all of a sudden I heard the piano sound. Or is it just me? Or, and trust me, I did not secretly low key get the medication and take it. No, okay, I promise. I promise. Okay, you can do a blood test on me, and all you're gonna see is caffeine. That's what you're gonna see. All right. Okay, moving forward. Okay, my apologies. Okay, so correctional facilities, okay, that makes sense. schools and childcare centers. People were going crazy over it. People got very upset about it, especially this Nassau County executive, Bruce Blakeman. He's like, I don't want masks and that. And I really need this guy to go to a hospital for at least a week and go through what we have to go through. Okay? It's a very basic thing. It's a very simple thing. And you want to be against it? Like, oh my God. Okay. I've been wearing a mask continuously ever since St. Patrick's Day 2020. I wanted to do it earlier simply because the first case of COVID in New York City was March 1st, but no masks were to be found. And, I'm still here. I got my 3 doses, still wear a mask. And I just, what should I understand? What do I need to know? Okay. Why are you doing what you do? What are you doing? I don't get it, But you gotta care. You gotta care for other people as well. You can't be selfish. I hear people say, "Oh, it's about freedom, freedom, freedom." What is freedom when you're gonna mock people who are wearing a mask? What is freedom if you're gonna mock someone who is vaccinated? Then you're just cherry picking. And yeah, freedom my ass. Okay, I'm gonna bring out my blunt New Yorkerness out pretty soon. Once I finish this slide. Okay. Freedom, and yet you're racist, homophobic. Yeah, homophobic, ableist. Exactly. So sorry if I get a little negative, but the rants are coming, okay? But, it's really important for me to rant because, it's better than punching someone in the face, okay? That's why I do the subway updates as well, which will come up soon. Okay. So, if you're in homeless and domestic violence shelters, you have to wear a mask. Public transportation, you still have to wear a mask because that's a federal mandate. Okay, so if you're in buses, trains, subways, planes, stations, airports, if you're in the taxis, if you're in the cabs, Lyft and Uber, it's still required anyway. Now, stations, if they're outside, you may get away with it. Don't press your luck, okay? So, as I said before, businesses, public, private settings, local municipalities can decide whether to mandate masks or not. So, if a business requires masks upon entry, all right, do not bring your entitled ass and say, "Oh, but the state says this, that the mandate is lifted." It's not like the state says, "Oh, you should not be wearing masks." They did not say that. So you gotta stop this kind of black or white thinking, and it pisses me off because there is nuance everywhere. Can't be just black or white. I can't believe people think like this. Okay? There are at least 50 shades of gray. Probably more than that. Okay? Seriously. And I ranted with a friend of mine about this mask thing. So, and I also want to say the vaccine mandate's still going on in New York City. And also, safety first. I am not feeling it when the Bay Area drops the mandate for masks, but Santa Clara for indoor businesses. Yeah, I understand. So California, I think Denver by itself, Delaware, so those are the few of the states who are planning to ease the restrictions. My concern is that what if another variant pops up? And not a lot of people are really talking about it now ever since the Omicron surge went down really fast. But again, and a variant can come out at any time. And it'll be a new transformer. Who knows? No, please don't. Please don't risk yourself in getting COVID. So that leads to the last point, DJ Nikki. Safety first. Go for the most stringent and wear a mask if indoors and if you're in gatherings or crowds. So when you go to Katsucon, masks are required. Even though Gaylord had this huge space, even if you're socially distanced in an indoor area and there's very bad ventilation, you can still get exposed. Okay, so please, 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 please do your part. All right. So here's my little ranty. Okay, you saw my stories. Okay, and I'm gonna quote. This is what I wrote. If you didn't see a lot of activity, yeah, what you prefer to do shoots outside, kind of just like the 15-minute indoors. How do you do a shoot in 15 minutes? Explain that to me. I think it takes 15 minutes just to get people to come in because not everyone comes on time. And it probably takes about maybe a few minutes just to do the shoots. And how many characters are there, in each anime? A lot. How can you do all of it in 15 minutes? Too many factors in. Okay. If you didn't see a lot of activity, it's just that I'm very busy at work and I'm also monitoring COVID. Yes, I'm aware of the mask mandates being lifted in New York. Keep it in mind that there are exceptions: schools, healthcare settings, and public transit, and then all the other stuff that I talked about right now. Nonetheless, I'm actually disappointed about the move. I'd still require masks in crowds/gatherings and indoors. I don't care what people think because there are still people getting COVID and dying of it. Yes, we're transitioning to an endemic. That doesn't mean you get reckless. Didn't we learn our lessons from the past 2 years? I guess not. So ever since COVID came to the US, every time the case numbers go down, people let their guard down, they got complacent, they eased restrictions way too fast, and then we had a summer surge in 2020. We had the first surge when COVID debuted, that's in the spring, and then after that, another surge came in the summertime. New York didn't have it, but in the wintertime, it went even higher. And then for 2021, it continued from that winter surge, that third wave. And then after that, another wave came. That was the Delta wave. That was during the summertime around there, approximately. And then also, of course, Omicron started coming for the late fall, early winter seasons for 2021. And then now Omicron at this point as of early February counts for roughly 100% of all the cases. It spreads so fast. Okay. And it still kills people, even though the hospitalization rate for Omicron is a little bit lower. And I have to tell you, people got to stop cherry picking. I know it's very easy to do it, and I understand everyone's tired. Okay, I get it. I'm tired too. All right. Even though we're going to get into an endemic phase, the mask will not be going away. All right. There'll be some cases where we can make the mask optional, and there'll be times where if the cases are really, really, really low, like right now in New York, the cases are roughly 6,000. That's still too high for me. So, but it was much better than compared to over 92,000 cases back last month, And I think given what's going on, given the lesson that we learned, I think masks will be more of a seasonal thing once we enter that full endemic stage. And then eventually we could get the vaccine probably on a 1, 2, or 3 times a year thing. Okay, more closer to the 1 or probably 2 doses per year during that cold winter season, similar to how we do it with the flu. Anyway, that's the story number 1 that I posted on Instagram. The second thing is that I have here another source. The repeal ends the requirement, but business asks customers for proof of vaccination or require masking at all times. This does not impact schools. New York City still has the jurisdiction to continue requiring masks indoors. Okay, so I just wanted to to clarify that. So also said, just to be clear, NYC still requires masks, as I just said from one of the posts, and proof of full vaccination via the Key to NYC vaccine mandate. Masks are required in indoor places, public transit, healthcare settings, and crowds. So stop complaining, stop with the lawsuits, stop with the whining, or any of the BS you're doing, or you go to the doghouse or the naughty stool. You don't like it, it's your fault, your problem, your responsibility. And sometimes that tough Asian parent, the tiger dad, whatever it is coming from me, I just, if they start protesting and start being assholes, oops, sorry, they gotta get grounded. Okay, they gotta be punished. Like, I understand about freedom of speech and all that stuff. Sometimes I gotta punish stupidity. I'm sorry, that's a rant. Okay, this is because stupidity kills. Okay, I'm serious. All right, the simple-mindedness and all that stuff. This affects people. And, I have people tell me, oh, I'm bought by the big pharma and all that. I didn't receive a check from big pharma, to be honest with you. I received my check from my boss. Okay, I work in a private, small community pharmacy here. Okay, so your argument falls flat. That's number one. Number two, the anti-vaxxers, they're also looking for publicity and money too. So your argument doesn't work with me. It doesn't stand on its own. I'm sorry. Okay. And I also said, and this is in response to one of my friends, I think his name, it's Concrete Creations. I forgot how to spell it, but it's not CONCRET, but it's with a K. His name is Will Vasquez, one of our friends. He's also a cosplayer. He told me that if businesses and public and private areas require masks under vaccination, they have a right to do so per the state. Okay. Also, and this is from me, no one has any right to ridicule, denounce, or make fun, call out, or cancel anyone who wear masks or who got vaccinated. Also, don't tell me COVID is a hoax. Seriously. Okay. Oh, I'm not done yet. This morning, so there's a person came without a mask, was asking, I forgot which question he was asking. She was speaking in English and Spanish. So she was asking for a syringe. And I asked her, I did it really very politely. Like this. Put it in. Come on, put it in. You have a mask? And it wasn't, I'm over exaggerating on that, but mask. But I was doing the hand thing. Mask. And she said, oh, no. New York lifted the mask mandate. And I said, are you serious? We're in New York City. When you go to Nassau County, where that whatever his name, Bruce Blakeman guy is there, okay, that's one thing. New York City is a pretty dense city. So if you give me COVID, I'm going to sue your ass. Okay. I don't know if I said that, but I didn't remember the whole conversation. All I know is that she thinks she says she's tired of it. She says COVID's a hoax. She thinks the vaccination is some kind of fraud or something like that. And I'm trying to control people. Seriously? It's not about you, okay? It's not about you. It's all of us, everybody. We have to work as a team. This division isn't going to solve the problem, and it's not going to help a lot of people. People are going to suffer all because of this division and this vitriol. And it's sad because a lot of people like that because that's benefits them. What I'm doing here, and this is like a personal thing for me, is I need everyone to be safe. Okay, I'm doing this at the kindness of my heart, and I'm doing this because I'm concerned about humanity. And I think we really need more caring, compassionate people. I've had it with this vitriol, this toxicity, this self-centeredness, this greed, this has to stop. This really have to stop. Okay, I'm just we're all fed up. I get it. Okay, that doesn't mean you become a whiny little you know what. Okay, so and then the reason why I'm going through my phone because I ranted and I probably forgot what I said. So yeah, so what I said was that what did I? Yeah, I'm looking through because I was looking through the DMs here. Most of them are probably like really fundamental Christians or something, but I could be wrong. But you know, and I don't get it. You're supposed to treat people like the way you want to be treated. This is not what I'm seeing here. Okay, so but to be honest, I hope I hope they realize, when they look back, it's like, oh, what have I done? What have I done? I really hope they learned their lesson. I hope they learned their lesson before they get hospitalized or before they get tested positive. What can I say? I doing the best I can with. All right. Okay, so that's that. We're gonna switch gears. Okay, so we're gonna get to the subways, and it's a lot of it. If I'm able to get it, let's see. Do I have it? Get this in. Okay, I just have to zoom in a bit. What is this? Time has run out. What do you mean time has run out? Yeah, the companies are getting greedy too. Okay, so am I able to see this? There we go. We did it. Okay. So subways for the weekend. Okay, for Valentine's Day is on the 14th. But this is Valentine's Day / Super Bowl weekend. I am not a Super Bowl guy. Sorry. All right. So 2 and 3 trains you should know by now. Skip Clark Street, okay? And the next one is 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. So path trains skip 9th Street and 23rd Street. That's at night. Okay, so 9:45 p.m. to 5 a at on Friday through 5 a.m. on Monday on the 14th. Southbound 1, 2, and 3 trains will be express between 96th Street here. Can I go up? Am I able to? Here we go. 96th Street. Right over here. And then it's gonna through 42nd Street. So we'll make stops at 72nd Street. By the way, it skips Columbus Circle, just FYI, in case you don't know. Next one is in Brooklyn. Eastbound 2, 3, and 4 trains go express between Atlantic Avenue and Franklin Avenue. Back to Manhattan. So northbound 1, 2, and 3 trains are local between Chambers Street and 96th Street. So expect some delays because three different train lines will be sharing the same track. The next thing is A and C trains. Northbound will be on the F between J Street and West 4th Street. In addition to that, the northbound AC trains will stop at 23rd and 50th Streets as well. The next one is in Brooklyn. Westbound A and C trains westbound will stop at Rockaway Avenue and Ralph Avenue. Thank you for the raid, Shelby. Yes. Muchas gracias. By the way, this is an English stream because we're going over the subways. So here it is. Here's my introduction. My name is Dean, aka Wild Gold Dean. Missing Shelby gave me a nickname. I'm actually looking for it right now. That nickname is Dr. Wildstoffer Goldine. And I want to say that I am also the brains of the New Age Blinders. Nice to meet everybody. Thank you for the follow. Who followed me? Yes. No, I actually.
What up? I'm Chibo Carey. Trust your
What's-
instincts and be willing to try
what's
stuff.
this?
There's still things I don't know about Photoshop, but that's exactly what's
What is
going on.
that?
There's always something new to discover.
What is that? Oh my god, I'm getting. I'll give the brains a better name. I just came up with that on the spot. Okay. This is the first time in my stream where all of a sudden an ad started showing up. I'm just like, where is this coming from? Just coming out of nowhere. Well, it's live TV. Let's roll with the punches. Okay. I ain't finished it. But yes, actually let me switch for a bit. Look here. Let's get Dr. Wildstoffer Goldine. That's right here. So, just want to show that, I didn't remember it. I just remember the doctor part. Okay. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, southbound A and C trains is express between 59th Street and Canal Street. So, it will skip 50th, 23rd, and Spring Streets. All right. The next one, we're going to go to the Bronx for a little bit. So the southbound D trains will skip 182 and 183rd Streets. Everywhere else in the Bronx, it's only going to go express on rush hours, as you can see here. But the D train is local in all the other stops north of 145th Street. Continuing with the D train, we're gonna go to Brooklyn, okay, and cross the Manhattan Bridge. All right, so northbound D and N trains will be express from 36th Street to the Manhattan Bridge. So we'll skip all these stops here, make a stop at Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center, and skip DeKalb Avenue. The next one I have is that E trains. We're gonna go to Queens, actually. E trains is via the F between between 21st Street Queensbridge. So instead of the E train going to Queens Plaza, it's actually going to divert onto the F line in both directions. So it's going to stop at 21st Street Queensbridge all the way to West 4th Street. In addition to that, here's a follow-up. E and F trains local between 21st Street and 21st Street and Roosevelt Avenue. So it's going to go here. It's going to make the stops over here. There's going to be some delays too because we're sharing 3 different train lines on the same track. By the way, M train does not run on weekends in this part of the Queens, in what we call the Queens Boulevard trunk line or the Queens Boulevard corridor. Just an FYI, on weekends, M train runs from Metropolitan to Essex Street. That's it. You'll see the guide right over here. But it's okay, because I memorize the subways with the regular pattern, so I'll tell you. Okay. So that's that. So the next thing, we're going to go back to Brooklyn again. So northbound F trains will be express between Avenue X and 18th Avenue. So what it'll do is it will stop at Kings Highway. All right, that's considered an express stop. Next thing at nighttime. This is again nighttime. There are no 3 trains at nighttime. All right, and this part, 145th and 148th Street, will be taken over by the M7 and M7 and M102 buses. Next thing is for nighttime. This is only nighttime. This is on the R train. R train will only run in this section at nighttime between 59th Street and 95th Street under 4th Avenue in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And then what's the next one? Let's see. Oh, yes. So F train from 3:45 a.m. Okay, on the 12th and all the way to on the 13th at 10 p.m. between Avenue X and Coney Island, a shuttle bus will be running on that. On that same time, we're going to get another shuttle bus. This one, there will be no J trains between Crescent Street and Jamaica Center over here. You're going to take a bus from Crescent Street. It's going to make all these stops here, and then it's going to stop at Jamaica Van Wyck, or as I call it, Jamaica Van Wyck. Who cares? Same thing. I think in a different stream, I'm going to talk about pronunciations of streets in New York. Okay, and I had a argument with my coworker about it. Okay, now, if you wanted to get those two stations over there, you got to take the bus to Jamaica Van Wyck, and you got to do a little bit of walking because you have to go through those hallways and then go downstairs, take the E train, and get on these stations. If you want to go to JFK from the J train, and you have all these baggages, okay, just be careful because you'd have to transfer over here at Broadway Junction and then take this train and go to my home station. Okay. Next one, Southbound N Train is local in Brooklyn, but that's okay. Not too biggie. Not a biggie. All right. So the next thing is Northbound R Train. This is from 5:30 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. So this is Saturday and Sunday. Northbound R Trains is express between 36th Street and Manhattan Bridge. So it's gonna follow the N train. Stop at Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center. It'll skip DeKalb, so it'll go on the bridge and it'll stop over here. So if you want to go to these stations, you have to go take the Southbound R Train in this area over here. Also, on the Q train, by the way, there's no B trains on weekends. No W trains on weekends. No Z trains on weekends. Z's and Zebra, of course. Southbound, the Q train is express between Prospect Park, nice park by the way, to Sheepshead Bay. And it will make stops at Newkirk and Kings Plaza and Church Avenue. So use those stops. So if you're going to try to get to those stations that are skipped, take the express train and stop it depending on which one's closest, and then you take the train going back, which is a pain in the ass. But grab yourself extra time. So the next part is the Long Island Railroad. All right, that's a commuter rail line in the suburbs of New York City, but that's more towards, as the name states, Long Island. So let's get into that if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Let's see what I have here. Okay. You can see it here now. Okay, so oops. I moved it up a little bit. Okay, so reason why I'm showing you this is because it's going to be a little bit messy here. All right. This Oyster Bay train branch, this train will run every 2 hours, which sucks, between Oyster Bay and East Williston. And this track is cut off. In addition to that, there will be no service between Floral Park over here and Hicksville. So keep that in mind. And there's going to be some cross honoring with the nice buses. They're not really that nice because they don't run often. So be careful with that. Okay. N22 and N24 buses will run between Mineola over here and Hicksville. And at 12 a.m. to 5 a.m., you're gonna have to use a special shuttle bus because that will take care of the N22 and N24 that are not running during late nights. Between Mineola and Hempstead, you have the N40 and N41 buses. But again, pack extra time and extra patience, as if we have any patients in New York City or if in the surrounding area. So next thing is there's another bus that runs from East Williston to Hempstead. It also makes a stop on Mineola, so it only makes those 3 stops. There is no, as I said, no LIRR in this little section here between Floral Park and Hicksville. There are 4 parts to it that goes around it. So what they're doing is they're doing a switch testing. What they're doing is they're adding a 3rd track. So they're going to use that to make extra service. That's an extension of what we call the East Side Access Project, which is super duper expensive. And because of how they do it, it's a boondoggle, but it's going to be a good one because it's going to add more service to Manhattan. So this will branch off over here, go to Grand Central. We also need to have this Penn Station access. That's when we have Metro North service go to Penn Station. Reason why I don't talk about Metro North is because there are no scheduled advisories at the moment. Soon there will be, I think, but it's going to be starting in New Jersey. But as the time comes, we'll find out. Okay, so in order to go around it, so there's going to be more service in the Hempstead branch. That's number 1. Number 2, you'll have trains that go from Penn Station or Jamaica. And yeah, Penn Station here or Jamaica, they'll start there. And it's going to go to Babylon, right over here. Babylon. There it is. Okay. So that's one part. Then there's another part where there's a train that goes from Hicksville to Port Jefferson. No, that's one part. The other part goes from Hicksville to Greenport. There's one little caveat. It splits at Ronkonkoma. So in a way, it's actually, you take this one. It skips Bethpage also. Skips Bethpage. This Ronkonkoma branch will go here. It'll stop here, and then you have to take another train to get into these other stations. So it's a pain in the ass. Next one is Hicksville and Babylon, and this one stops at Bethpage. This is your little shuttle, and it's a double-decker train. So it's going to go here. So this will connect. So if you want to get to these stations over here, you'd have to take the Babylon branch, the green line, get on Babylon, follow the signs to get to the diesel trains, and then and it's going to skip Bethpage. Actually, it's going to stop at Bethpage, but it's only for diesel trains only, because this purple line, the Ronkonkoma branch, will skip Bethpage, and you go to Hicksville, and then you can take the trains to either go to these 2 branches. And in order to get here, you have to use a bus in order to take this, but this one doesn't run as often. So there's this one, you can use that as an alternative for some of the stations here. Okay, my apologies. Okay, so anyway, so those are my the transit stuff, and also I want to thank you for listening to my rant, and sorry for being negative about it. Okay, I hope you understand. Please forgive me. Okay. Usually I'm more positive about it and informative, but sometimes I have to let it out. Okay. So anyhow, let's see if I'm able to do this. .com. We're actually next week. It's likely I'm gonna do a stream, but I'm also gonna put some subway stuff. I'm gonna from DC. And I'm actually going to do one of those little updates here. If I can find it, I have the maps here. Not update maps. We're going to do color maps. And let's see. we're gonna download this. This is DC map. Okay, I think you're able to see it. Yes. So this is the Washington DC Metro, the DC Metro map. All right. Since I love trains. Okay. So Katsukan is actually right over here where you see the VRE and Amtrak here. Wait, let me make this bigger. Right over here. So there's going to be some advisories here and there, but this map is really easy because you're only going to use colors. If you're going to be using the New York City subway, you have to use numbers and letters. Don't say blue line, don't say green line. Why? Because look here, I'm going to zoom out. No, I'm going to zoom out. This is more of a spaghetti compared to this. See how simple that is? And there's no express and local. See? Look at all this. See? So if you say, let's say blue line. There's only one blue line, right? See? BL, blue line. Okay? We're going to switch to the subway line here. Don't say blue line because one of them says E. There is also an AC. So you got to choose which one. And just be careful on choosing which one because you may go on one blue line and you may not end up here. You may end up here instead or vice versa. So please be careful about that. Okay, so for those coming from New York City or points north, coming from north of DC, we're talking like if you're in Boston, if you're in Philly, if you're in Baltimore, if you're going to take a bus or an Amtrak train, you will likely arrive at either Union Station or Alexandria. Okay, the Alexandria station is connected to King Street, Old Town. All right, and because I have a habit of choosing Union Station. I chose Union Station instead of Alexandria. So that's for the trains. And then I found out one of my trains for Amtrak going to DC got canceled. So what I had to do was I had to take a bus and I couldn't find the bus that goes to Alexandria. So closest is Union Station. You'll take the red line, the fastest way, if possible, okay, and sometimes the yellow line can be affected. The best way to do it is to take the red line to Gallery Place, and you take the yellow line to King Street, Old Town. There is, of course, the blue line as well, but it really depends, okay? Fastest way is the yellow line. Then you're going to take something called the NH2 bus, and this one goes from there to the Gaylord. You go to the last stop, but you have to choose the one that goes to National Harbor. All right. I know it doesn't make sense, but I will go into detail very likely next week on how that goes. All right. I've done this before. I've done this since 2017. Very easy. And I'm prepared because I have my... Oh, wait. Let's see. Maybe I got to hide this one. Oh, this is the one I'm gonna use. Used to be in a physical form. The reason I'm covering because I have to cover the information here. This is the one to use for DC. So I go to DC probably I think twice a year. So I go there for Katsukan. I'm gonna go there for Otakon as well. I already bought tickets for it, and I already have money for my Smart Trip card. So I'm ready for that. So yeah, that's a little bit of a preview. It's a little bit easier. Just make sure you have enough money in your cards, of course, and also with your Metro cards. Okay, and that's my stream. And I just want to thank everyone for joining. Thank you, Alex or Triforce Del Gizi. Thank you. That's one of my mods. Thank you for the raid, Alex. Thank you. Muchas gracias, Señor Shelby. Okay, por el raid. Thank you for the raid. Okay, with all these people. Hopefully, I'll get into affiliation to be affiliated. And thank thank you. Maraming salamat sa inyo, DJ Nikki's. Okay, I got my three mods. I have six altogether, by the way. But it's a pleasure. Thank you so much to everyone for stopping by and checking out how different I am from all the other streamers. At some point, I'm gonna do some games, but for now, we're doing COVID. We're doing transit stuff. I'm doing con reviews. Okay, you'll see my con reviews when I come back to New York from KatsuCon. And also after KatsuCon, I'm doing a little project. So I've spoken to all six of my mods about it. And I just have to get set I have to get things set up. So in the stories, like after KatsuCon, I don't know when afterwards, I'm not recruiting, but I'm gonna be looking for volunteers on doing this project. It'll be one person at a time for now, but with the possibility of probably getting more people. We're gonna use the Discord video chat, okay, and we'll be streaming live. So it's called Let's Meet. So this one is actually inspired from by one of another mods. I don't know if she's here, Katnisis. So she did an interview on her 12-hour stream. It was also inspired by Slowpoke Felitos, who I met through Katnisis. So he does his Monday NyQuil podcast show. Slowpoke Felitos is on Twitch, so Slowpoke and Felitos. Follow him. He's also a fun guy as well. So he does this podcast also, and also I got inspired by two other friends. They're not. I think one of them has a Twitch but hasn't posted anything on Twitch. The other person is a gamer as well. So but he's more with Instagram, and then also more importantly, Bob Saget was also the one who inspired me to do it because I wanted to do something similar to that, where we get to talk to each other, we interview each other, about stuff that we're interested in, usually with the cosplays, with the anime, and COVID stuff, live, anything, no politics, of course, on all these kinds of things. So I'm gonna look for someone to raid. Who am I gonna raid? Let's see. Oh, Slowpoke is here. What this kitty? No. I usually like to raid the ones with the least amount of the least amount of viewers. So yes, Patchwork. Yes. What do you think, mods or anyone? I like this guy. I have others as well, but I want to I want to raid the ones who are who have the least viewers at the moment. So let's do it. Let's raid. It says Patchwork. I don't know how to. Yeah, Patch WERRK. He's from the West Coast. He's a cool guy. What's unique about him is that on Sundays he plays the piano. And there'll be times where if you collect enough channel points and you tell him to play a piano piece, he'll do it. And that's how unique he is. I'm unique in a way where I'm able to. Oh, wait, is it working? What's going on here? That's weird. Oh, wow. Okay. I got technical issues. All right. So, anyway, in the words of DJ Nikki Zem, thank you very much and have a great day. And please stay healthy and safe. Peace. Bye bye.